Oh, hey everyone, I got the Addi Egg really long time ago and I never actually opened it, which sounds ridiculous. So I thought I'd do a video showing what this piece is and if I can figure out how to use it. So I already half opened it and I'm actually a little concerned that this might be a resale because this piece was ripped. Here's the instruction manual, here's the piece itself. And then inside here, here's a weight that I think is going to be used to pull the knitting down. And then these are crank, the attachments, and a needle. So let's try putting this together. So there's no installation instructions, but it looks like these legs just snap in here. So I'm just pushing these down. And then we have the crank, which is a square with slightly rounded edges. And then if you notice this here, this has the same exact shape. So I guess that just fits right into that. And then we can crank like this. All right, so now I'm gonna check out the instructions. So I think this, okay, that comes off. Here are the teeth, okay. Thread the wool through the hole in the thread guide. If you struggle with this, the plastic needle can help guide the wool through the large hole in the middle so that it hangs out from underneath the Addi egg. Now, let's see, I have some yarn here. Thread it through the hole. Right. So looking at this really carefully, it looks like the tail through this so that it hangs down there. Now, let's see. How am I going to get that through? All right, they said to use the needle, but this needle is too thick for this hole, so I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, so what I did was I just twisted this really tightly and then was able to pull it through. All right, so now I'm going to feed this down so that's long enough. Oh, that's... so that it's long enough to be seen out through the bottom, like that. Okay, so now it's saying to knot a loop and attach the weight to the loop. I'm just gonna tie a loose knot like that because I don't know how else to do that. Now, pull the wool out the top in such a way that a loop is formed between the hole in the middle and the thread guide. In doing so, make sure that the weight underneath does not fall out of the loop. Pass on the stitches, turn the crank clockwise, and let the wool slip under the first hook. So let's see, so they have it, I guess like this. I'm gonna just do this the way that you would any knitting machine. Just go over under. I don't know why it's saying to do it like this, but maybe this makes sense as you go along. All right. Like that. This also keeps falling off, which is annoying. All right, now let me just start cranking and see what happens. That's not good. So this got stuck. All right, so I'm gonna cut this yarn and start over. I'm gonna cut this and I'm going to attempt to get this out of the machine. It looks like it's really stuck, which is so annoying. How else can I do this? So that did not work. So let's see. I'm going to thread this through again by just making this end really thin and narrow. Slide it through. That is in the way. Slide this through. Okay, so now why not just do this the way you would use any knitting machine? I'm going to go up behind and over, behind. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, so that doesn't work. This is so frustrating. I think I figured this out. So we need a fairly long tail, and I need to keep this tail away so that it doesn't feed into the machine. So I'm just gonna go, oh my gosh, back. Nope. Oh, this first one, I want to get this under the first needle, which I just pulled out. So let's go behind what if I just feed this through? I'm gonna put this in the center. All right, I'm just gonna crank it through and let's see what happens if I just do that. Go around and I want to see what happens. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of drop stitches. Whoa. Crank is not good and it's already getting stuck. All right, I'm just gonna keep going and I want to see. Yeah, this is not good. All right, I'm gonna release this because I feel like this is gonna break. Can I get this to come off? Oh my goodness. All right, so that was not good. Look at this. This is crazy what I just did. I have all of these caught stitches. This handle keeps falling off. I am losing my mind with this. Now, I definitely think that this is a me problem, not an Addi problem. Okay, so that is clearly not a beautiful I-cord. I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna see if I can find someone else doing this and I'm gonna get back to you. Okay, I watched a video and I think this is going to help. And I'm also going to use a different yarn. I think that other yarn was not ideal for this. So I'm going to push this through here. That. Then she put this down the middle. I'm not even going to bother with the weight right now. I don't even care about the weight. I can deal with that later. Then I'm going to let the first one catch under the pin like that. And then I'm going to pull a tail so that the next one goes behind. And this one goes in front. And behind. In front. And then behind. Tighten that up. Now I'm just going to start slowly cranking and see what happens here. Now, I will say I don't love this handle. It's very tight. I don't know if this yarn is too thick. All right, you know what? Now it's loosened up. Now I'm getting these caught stitches again. I think this yarn is too thick. I think that's the problem. Let me just go a little further and see. Let's just see what happens. I'm gonna go crazy and just, nah, it's too thick. Now I'm gonna try this with a much thinner yarn. This is Catania by Shaka Meyer, which is a yarn I love for amigurumi. It's not great for the knitting machine, but I've made stuff with this on knitting machines in the past, so I'm not super concerned, but it's the thinnest yarn that I have on hand. I know typically cotton is not great for a knitting machine, but I was able to make some scrunchies with this on my big knitting machine, so I don't see why this wouldn't work. Okay, so I'm just going every other pin. So now, let's see what happens. All right, so this is... No, it's dropping like every stitch. Whew, okay. But I also don't want to waste this yarn. I really like this yarn and I have to order it from England, so I don't want to just trash this. So that didn't work. Let me find a different yarn to run through it. Okay, so this is in sock weight yarn. I don't even know what this yarn is, but this is acrylic. It has, you know, more flexibility than the cotton one. I was really hoping that cotton one would work. It'd be funny if the whole reason why this isn't working is because I'm not attaching this weight. So you know what? Here it is. Let's put this thing on here. I'm just going to do it like that. This keeps falling off. I don't know. Like I said, mine looked like it was like a repackage, so I don't even know if this one is defective or what. So I cast on, and let's see what happens now. It's starting to do that clicking sound. That's not great. Maybe, no. No, I'm getting some tucked stitches, I think. Am I? I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna let it go and see what happens. See, it starts getting tight, which is when I know that means something's wrong. All right, I'm just gonna put this lid on. Maybe that does something. Maybe that helps with tension. All right, I will say, okay, so now we're going, and it looks like something is actually happening. It's not, well, it's starting to do that clicking, which is not good. Let me pull on this. The clicking is not a good sign because it means that it's caught or too tight. I apologize to anyone who's really good at using this thing, and watching this is annoying probably to watch someone struggle with this thing, but all right. It's not great. All right, so I was able to get it going, but I don't know, this is pretty bad. I have like, this is just a mess. It looks a little better up here. All right, let me keep trying. But it's doing that clicking, which is a bad sign because it means, and this thing just fell off. I'm gonna try to remove this now. Now, what I don't like is there's no way to just take the yarn out without cutting it. I don't want to cut this yarn because I like this yarn, and this was a fail. And I don't want to waste my yarn. So how can I get this off without ruining my yarn? That one's off. Everything is off. I'm gonna unravel this in a second, but I just want to see. So here's the cord. Yeah, I have like dropped stitches. Yeah, this is not, I don't know. I didn't do a very good job at this. And also this is completely destroyed here. All right, well, overall, I would say, I mean, it is usable, just I'm not good at it. I might play around with it a little more. I don't know if it's worth it for me. I feel like I'm able to just make I-cords on the regular sized machine by just doing 3 or 4 stitches back and forth in a panel knit, and then they just naturally curl together. So I probably won't be using this again unless, you know, just for the novelty of it. Overall, you know, I really love the Addi Express and the small 22 pin Addi. They're both really high quality materials. This one, it's like really cheap and plasticky. This kept falling off. I mean, this isn't sponsored by anybody. This is just me. I don't know. I'm not really sold on this. If you are an expert at using this thing, or you've had more success, maybe you see something that I'm doing wrong that I just don't realize. The instructions were really vague. I did watch a video of someone using it, and they did an awesome job with it, but I did try this with 3 different weight yarns, a regular number 4 acrylic, the Catania cotton, and then this sock weight yarn, which is like a no pilling yarn. So this is like the safest type of yarn you can use. Oh, and also I used that other number 4 no pill yarn. So I don't know, I feel really inconclusive about this thing. I don't want to bash on it or anything. I think it's a cool idea, but I'm not sure if I want to invest the time into figuring it out to become a true expert at it. If you do know how to use this thing, please let me know. If you can convince me to keep up the good fight with this thing, you know, I'm always willing to try things again. And I hope this video was informative if you're considering buying this, or if you are considering buying this. I don't know, maybe that's just another opinion to take into consideration. Bye-bye.